We all have a folder of messy research, or maybe, 100 open browser tabs.
Oh, absolutely. It is a total nightmare.
Right. What if a tool didn't just store that mess? What if it actually reasoned through it for you?
That is the ultimate dream for anyone learning. You just want something to automatically connect the dots.
Welcome to our latest deep dive. We are unpacking a truly massive update today. We are looking at the new Agentic AI. It's inside Google NotebookLM.
This fundamentally shifts how we process scattered information. It literally turns a static tool into an active partner.
We'll explore its brand new artificial brain today. We're going to look at its secure cloud computer. We'll also see how it actively conducts web research.
Yeah, it operates completely differently from those older versions.
And we'll explore its ability to output files. It can build visual charts and complete slide decks.
Which is just wild.
It really is. Then we'll dig into the hard performance numbers. These stats prove why this changes everything for you. It reshapes workflows for students, coders, and businesses.
The jump in pure factual accuracy is honestly incredible.
To understand what this tool can actually do now, we first have to look under the hood. We really need to understand what it fundamentally is.
Right. It has totally graduated from a simple PDF summarizer.
Exactly. The old version was basically a document chatbot. You would upload a text file, and it waited. It just sat there until you typed a prompt.
Yeah, it was a totally passive experience.
Now, NotebookLM is powered by Gemini 3.5 Flash.
Yeah.
It also runs on something called anti-gravity.
Anti-gravity is under-the-hood tech, making the AI process faster.
It gives the system a lot more cognitive runway.
Exactly. The chat experience feels much more thoughtful now. It's incredibly deliberate.
It's extremely useful for complex, layered questions. It doesn't just hand you a quick summary anymore.
No, it reads across your longest, most complex documents. It actively searches for the most important hidden points.
It can take a massive, complicated research question, and it breaks it down into small, manageable steps.
Right, and that is a massive philosophical shift.
It really is. A normal chatbot needs you to hold its hand. You literally have to guide every single logical step.
This new version acts more like a real assistant. It anticipates what you actually need to know next.
It helps you figure out the next logical move. And that brings us to the absolute biggest shift. Every single notebook now gets its own secure cloud computer. Beat. I want to pause and think about that.
It's the technical feature making this update so huge.
Yeah.
It is essentially spinning up a temporary virtual environment.
A workspace loaded with over 100 curated software skills.
Yeah. This means NotebookLM can do much more than read. If you give it raw data, it writes Python.
It runs that code inside a locked digital laboratory.
Exactly. It does all of this right inside your notebook. It moves from a passive state to an active state.
It actually executes tasks instead of just predicting text.
You hand NotebookLM a highly complex, multi-step task. Then you just let it move from raw sources. It goes straight to finished results for you.
It handles the messy, tedious execution for you. Now, this update is rolling out in structured stages. It's going first to Google AI Ultra subscribers.
They're making sure the infrastructure can handle the load. But it's expected to expand to other plans soon.
I think about the upgrade kind of like this. The old version was like a passive filing cabinet. You put papers in and pulled papers out. This new version is a completely different paradigm. It's like hiring a dedicated research assistant, one who arrives with their own fully loaded laptop.
A laptop packed with tools they already know. You just need to point them at an interesting problem.
Does giving it an independent cloud computer mean something risky? Like, can it run code completely unsupervised?
No, it operates inside a strictly locked-down sandbox. It can only use its skills on your specific research. It can't browse the broader web and trigger external actions.
So it remains an active assistant, but securely boxed in.
Exactly. That design choice keeps the entire system highly predictable.
So it has this secure sandbox to play in. The next logical question is how it fetches materials. How does it tackle a really messy project?
That brings us to the headline feature here. It's a system they call Agentic Web Research.
This is where the workflow gets incredibly interesting. You no longer need perfect sources to get started.
Right. Before, you manually collected all the links yourself. You downloaded PDFs and cleaned up your own notes.
You had to organize everything before asking any meaningful questions. You basically carried the entire burden of the legwork.
Only then could NotebookLM actually be useful to you. But now, the starting process is drastically more intuitive.
It embraces the natural chaos of early academic research. You can begin with a very loose, half-baked idea.
Yeah, you might just type a really vague prompt like, I want to understand how AI search changes SEO.
From there, NotebookLM actively goes out and finds sources. It acts like a digital scout, looking for relevant information.
It suggests specific articles you should add to your project.
I still wrestle with props drift myself. Beat. I often get lost in the messy middle of research. I end up with 50 open tabs and total confusion.
Oh, we all fall into that trap eventually. Most research doesn't begin with a clean, perfectly organized folder.
Right. It usually starts with intense confusion and scattered ideas.
But NotebookLM can now search the live web for you. It finds high-quality sources and gathers them all together.
It naturally connects those new sources to your existing files. But this process requires a very strong safety net. We really need to talk about the control layer.
Yes, the control layer is a vital part here. It prevents the AI from just flooding your notebook.
It won't dump 100 random links on your desk.
No, it always surfaces its suggested sources to you first. Then it explicitly asks for your permission before adding anything.
It only integrates a source after you actually approve it.
That makes the workflow feel incredibly safe and manageable. You still decide what ultimately belongs in your notebook.
But you don't have to painstakingly hunt for every single source. It also has the ability to reason across different topics.
This is huge. It synthesizes information from highly conflicting viewpoints.
A standard document chatbot usually answers from just one file. But real research means comparing competing ideas across many sources.
Exactly. You can ask it to compare 3 different reports. You can ask it to find the biggest disagreements.
It can even look for primary sources in other languages.
Yeah, it translates the relevant parts and adds them in. It helps you understand a topic from multiple different angles.
It doesn't just give you one neat, oversimplified summary.
No, it thrives in the nuance and contradiction of real data.
2-sec silence. How does this control layer actually prevent the AI from pulling in low-quality internet junk?
It uses a strict permission-first approval process for every edition. It presents a summary of the source before adding it. If the link looks like unreliable clickbait, you just click reject.
It suggests the sources, but you hold the library keys. Mid-roll sponsor read. We've been exploring the new Agentic web research features. Gathering and reasoning through the research is certainly great, but research is totally useless if it stays in a chat box.
You absolutely need tangible deliverables to share with your team. A brilliant insight doesn't matter if nobody else sees it.
Right. NotebookLM now generates real, fully formatted, downloadable files.
It is not just returning text answers inside the chat window.
This changes the daily professional workflow in a massive way. Real work usually doesn't end with a simple paragraph summary.
Exactly. You eventually need a formal report or a slide deck.
Well, you can now instantly download PDFs and Word docs. It creates Markdown files, Excel sheets, and CSV files.
It even generates full PowerPoint presentations, JSON data, and images.
You don't have to copy and paste text manually anymore. You just ask NotebookLM to format the exact file type.
It also handles raw numbers and heavy data sets effortlessly. This part is especially helpful if you work with analytics.
Analyzing spreadsheets manually is incredibly tedious and error-prone.
So true. You can upload your raw campaign data or sales numbers. You ask it to analyze what actually drove the results.
You can ask it to build clean, accurate visual charts.
It writes the code to process that data in the background. That's much better than staring at rows of numbers yourself.
Trying to spot hidden statistical patterns alone is incredibly frustrating. It's like stacking Lego blocks of data. This AI doesn't just sort those blocks by their color. It acts as the master builder, assembling the pieces together. You get a fully built house you can actually live in.
It builds the house and hands you the front door keys. You just get to enjoy the final organized result.
If I ask for a PowerPoint, am I getting a finished deck or just an outline?
You receive a fully formatted, downloadable PowerPoint file containing slides. It includes the structured text, bullet points, and basic visual layouts. You might tweak the design slightly, but the heavy lifting is finished.
You get a fully formatted deck ready for final polish.
Yeah, it completely eliminates the terror of the blank white page.
So it promises the absolute world to us right now. It offers agentic research, visual charts, and secure cloud computers. Let's look at the actual performance data to verify this.
It's incredibly easy to make big promises in a press release. The actual performance numbers are what really matter here.
The new system beats the old version consistently.
Yeah.
It wins over 65% of the time in key areas.
Those core areas include factual accuracy and advanced multilingual support. They also include document creation and deep, complex research tasks.
Let's look at a few specific numbers from the update. Large document analysis analysis is up by 69.9%.
That is a massive jump in its raw comprehension capability. It means it doesn't lose the plot in a massive book.
Advanced web research is up by a staggering 78.2%.
Whoa. Beat. Imagine scaling to 1 billion queries across the web. Imagine extracting the exact right data points without crashing once. The scale of that technical improvement is just truly mind-boggling.
I want to ground this in reality for a second. Beat. When you look at professionals in the field today, how are they actually deploying this tool right now?
Researchers are using it to conduct massive literature reviews quickly. They upload several complex scientific papers into the digital workspace.
And then they ask the AI to map conflicting methodologies.
Exactly. It spots the subtle gaps and exports a clean summary table. That saves a researcher weeks of incredibly tedious manual reading.
Tech teams are also using it in a very interesting way. They treat it as a dedicated, lightweight coding assistant.
It acts as the research layer before actual coding begins. Developers have to constantly read completely new API documentation.
It's usually incredibly dense and very hard to parse quickly.
Right. So NotebookLM reads through those highly technical docs for them. It condenses the complex rules into a simple markdown file.
It then feeds that organized file into various coding agents. A coding agent is an AI tool that writes software code.
Those autonomous agents work much better with clean, organized instructions. NotebookLM structures that messy research before the agent starts typing.
Small businesses are using this exact process for faster decisions. They turn messy, raw ad spend data into clear action plans.
They dump their weekly marketing spreadsheets directly into the notebook. The AI analyzes the trends and generates a visual performance chart.
They can quickly decide whether to scale a campaign or not. It completely removes the friction from the boring middle part.
Yeah, you have the raw information sitting right there before you, but you still need to understand and properly organize it.
It bridges the frustrating gap between raw data and actionable insight.
Yeah, it really does.
2-sec silence. Is this trying to replace coding agents eventually, or just making those existing agents smarter?
It's absolutely just making those existing agents much smarter. It acts as the critical context layer before the coding begins. It organizes the messy research so the agent can build accurately.
It prepares the architectural blueprint before the agent builds software.
It's a powerful partnership that makes the whole ecosystem much stronger.
We have covered a massive amount of ground today. Let's quickly recap the big idea behind this major update. NotebookLM has completely transformed its core identity and practical purpose.
It used to be a passive storage box for static PDFs.
Now it's a highly active, fully agentic digital workspace. It actually carries you through the messy middle of a project.
It takes you from a blank page right to the finish line.
It actively finds sources and reasons across incredibly complex documents. It analyzes raw, unstructured data and creates beautiful, accurate charts.
It exports finished, downloadable files for your daily technical workflows.
It truly makes the grueling research process feel incredibly seamless. It gives you your valuable time back to focus on actual thinking.
That is the real value here.
I want to leave you with a provocative final thought. We need to talk about the new trust layer here.
The strict source attribution feature is incredibly important to mention. It solves one of the biggest problems with modern AI tools.
The system provides exact source attribution for every single chart. It does this for every custom report and visual slide deck.
This completely eliminates the terrifying black box of generative AI. You can trace exactly where every single fact came from.
It links directly back to the original text or data point. So if NotebookLM already exports slides with perfect sourcing attached, what happens when it integrates with high-level video generation next?
That is a truly fascinating direction to think about for a second. The technology to generate dynamic video from text is advancing incredibly fast.
Could your messy, scattered notes become a fully sourced mini documentary? Could you generate that entire documentary in just a few short minutes?
The jump from static slides to dynamic video is definitely coming, and having guaranteed factual accuracy will make it incredibly powerful.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive today. I highly encourage you to test these new features yourself.
Yeah, definitely go try it out.
Take your messiest, most complicated project right now. Throw it into NotebookLM and see what it actually builds.
You'll be absolutely amazed at what it uncovers for you. It is going to change how you approach complex learning completely.
The days of staring blankly at a messy folder are over. Let the active assistant do the heavy lifting for you. OTRO music.